Alright, so this is a crude showing of how the operations portal will work. Um, so when you log in, this is what you're prompted with. Name, location. This is kind of these four lines right here, kind of just for show, not really anything of importance. The server status will actually tell you if the server is online or not. So that's very helpful, so you don't have to log on to the server and try to figure out if it's online or not. Um, and then down here, you just kind of got a little scroll wheel. It'll tell you some information, if needed. So look here for maybe important messages about downtime or whatever. Right now, it's just kind of meme things because why not? Down here, you can toggle to see active trains on the server or the yards, and then each of the yards will give you kind of an overview of how full they are, I guess. We'll kind of deep dive into that a little in a little bit. We'll go back up here to just the active trains. Um, Up here, active trains 38, active cars 568. Most recent updated trains, so these are kind of just how many trains are active on the server, how many cars, and then what the most recent train that hit a control point was. Um, Down here, you got all your active trains. This is not up to date, I guess, with what the Forever Rail server is running. This is just a burner server I've been using to test the ops portal out on. Right here is your system map. Up here you can toggle industries, readers, yards, all that on and off. So if you just want to see the tracks and the trains, you can. If you want to see just the industries, you can toggle that, or the industries and readers. You get the point. So we'll go click on M409 here, and it brings up what CSX's page pretty much looks like. And then you can go to standing order. This one hasn't gone by an AEI scanner yet, so we can't see a standing order on it yet. Yeah, you can kind of just click on whatever you want, kind of look through it. Here's a good example of a standing order. So now we'll kind of quickly go through and kind of show you how to perform work on each train. So if you say you're running the M5 or the Q515 or the M515 in the server, and for whatever reason you need to work Fitzgerald or some server. Again, it's way past Fitzgerald. I'm just going to use this as an example though. So you click on the train and you go to work. All right. And then you will select the yard that you want to perform the work at. So we'll do Fitzgerald. And then we'll select like select. All right, first you got to select a track. So select the yard, then you select a track, and we'll just select a P patch, and we'll just say we drop these Oglethorpe cars off, and then we'll hit move to select a track. It'll move them to the selected track, and then you hit save changes, and then it'll bring you back to this. So now you can go to the standing order, and those Oglethorpe cars that we set out are gone. You can see a gap now. This will re-update whenever you go by an AEI scanner again. So you see line 1, line 2, and then it jumps to line 11. So we We successfully set out the 9 cars. And now we can go to the yards screen on the home page and go to Fitzgerald, and we can see it's now populated with a couple of cars. Click Fitzgerald, find the track, and select the P patch. The green line tells you how full it is, and there you go. So now if I want to add notes, let's say save that. I am completely splicing this in halfway through editing this video because I'm a moron. Let's say you need to perform a pickup. So we'll select a yard, select a track. You're still in the work tab up here. Same thing. You just we'll just pick up the P patch stuff that we dropped off earlier. So we'll just select all the Oglethorpe cars, move to the train. It should add them. It adds them on the rear of the train. So just kind of add them back in the same spot that you took them out of. If you pick up and set off from the same train. So that's pretty much that. And then, if you add them to your train, the AI scanner will always pick up changes and it'll update it. So if you actually put them on the rear of your train, it'll actually readjust where the cars are in your train and stuff for you, so you don't have to try to hassle with it and everything. So it makes for very easy pickups and set-offs, because the AI scanners will do everything for you. You just have to get them out of the yard basically and onto your train in some form, and then the AI scanners will go from there. So here's our standing order, and it's arrived in Waycross. You can see it's last reported was 15 minutes ago in Waycross. So we'll go to work here, and we'll select Waycross. Select a track. I don't remember what track I put it on, so we'll select R3. And then you can hit select all and move to select a track. And then it'll move off your train into row 3. And if you go to the standing order, now nothing shows up. So you know it's worked. So you go back to home. There will be a yards tab over here, so you don't have to keep going back to home and going to yards and etc. But for now, this is kind of the best way to do it. And we go to Waycross. You can see it's populated. And here it's a little different since there are so many tracks. We can actually look at each track and see receiving yard 3, 74 cars in it. And let's see. So we'll go down here, go to row 3. We'll just type notes out. Do that. And then if we go back to here, all right, receiving yard 3, and now the notes have populated. Not really a big deal, but okay. All right. So now, if you are a yard master for or on the server, whatever, you can actually hump cars. So now this is not set up for this config because this server uses some old config. So we are going to just hit hump cars here. Ah, shit. Once you hit the hump button, you can view all the tracks. It'll automatically sort everything out and stuff. So, I didn't hump all of them because some of the car tags aren't in the hump config on the operations portal. So if you go here, you'll see the Ranier cars went in here, Oglethorpe cars went in here, and some Taft cars went in here, and some Moncrief cars. But if we go back here to the receiving yard 3, we'll see Martin Marietta cars were left over, Cordele cars were left over, Manchester cars were left over, New Orleans cars, etc. That's because this is not in the, those tags are not in the config on the operations portal, so they will just stay in the track if there's not a proper tag for them. So they don't go to a slough track or anything, they just stay in the track. So now we can kind of go in here and see B07 has 5 cars in it. There's 1,100 feet available left, etc. So it's kind of a very crude look at it. What else am I missing? Oh, all right. So if you're a yard master, let's say B55 is full. All right, and we got to move these cars. Let's see. We'll select all these cars. So you just hit up here, selects all the cars. Go to move cars. We'll select a track. So let's go to a north forwarding track. North forwarding 1. We'll do move cars. So now that bulk track is empty, and now it is in the north forwarding track. And so then let's say we want to add B03 to that. Move cars, north forwarding 1, move cars. Alright, now I got 12 cars in there. Let's just say everything that got humped goes into north forwarding 1. So there you go. So now we got 21 cars in there. None of the bull tracks have cars in them now. So let's go take a look at north forwarding 1. Now this is from, I guess it is listing from east to west. So, or west to east, I'm sorry, west to east. So this will be the car that the trim set uncoupled from, and this would be the car that the road power would couple up to. So now if you want to resequence them, you just hit resequence. It'll resequence them. So now line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way through line 21. So that is what that looks like. So now you can view this track, and you won't have a bunch of random car numbers, whatever. And you can click on each car if you want to, see where it's going to, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I did a very good job at explaining all that. I hope I did. This is kind of just for y'all to play around with and to ask questions, etc. just for now. And we're going to be kind of working on some more stuff as time progresses. But we wanted to get this out to you guys so you could kind of look over some stuff and kind of get comfortable with it and everything. So there'll be a Discord page made for questions and suggestions and bug finds and everything like that. But that is kind of the very basic, basic versions of that. So there it is. That's all I got for y'all.